All right, so I'm going to give you a note paper. I don't know whether you guys at home can see. It looks like that. And as we go along, I want you guys to take notes. You're going to need the red pencils, but not yet. Just put your name on the paper, and I want you to copy down the sentences that are on the board, please. So the other day, we talked about how every sentence has two things. It's two parts that's made up of. What are they called? Subject and a predicate. The most basic sentence has to have a subject and a predicate. So in the first sentence, boys is the subject and jump is the predicate. The subject, if it's just a single word, is always a noun, right? Or there's at least a noun in the subject. And if it's just one word predicate, this predicate is what? What is the word jump? What part of speech is it? Verb, right? Boys jump. That's very basic. So then we did a bunch of those really simple sentences. And then we started adding some words to go with it to make it a little bit more descriptive. Okay, boys jump don't tell us what kinds of boys or who the boys were or where they jumped or anything like that. Okay? So then we started to add these words. These words, a, the, and an, are what? Articles, right? Articles are a type of adjective, right? They go with a noun. They modify a noun. A girl, the officer, an eagle. We would have to change that, right? It would be a man, right? And we know that because of the vowel sound at the beginning of those words. Like it's a because it starts with a consonant sound, and it's an because the next word starts with a vowel sound. So we added articles, which are a type of adjective. Then we started adding other adjectives, right? Large and old. Okay? Large is an adjective of size, right? And old, I don't think it really goes with anything on here, but that would be an adjective of age, right? Time, age. Okay, good. And then, in the last sentence, I added this word. This word is what? What part of speech? Adverb, right? Adverbs modify the verb, right? It tells us how he is coughing. Adverbs tell how many, how, when, where, and how much. The subject, in each sentence, there's also a simple subject. Remember that? Simple, and then there's a simple predicate. The simple subject is the noun that we're talking about. Boys, girl, officer, eagle, man. Those are all simple subjects. And the simple predicates are jump, ran, speak, soars, obviously, but coughs. The whole predicate is coughs loudly, but the simple predicate is coughs. The whole subject here would be an old man, but the simple subject is man. All right, with your red pencil, I want you to draw a red line between the subject and the predicate in each sentence. These verbs, simple predicate is always a verb, and the simple subject is always a noun. These verbs are all called intransitive verbs. What we're going to do now is we're going to talk about transitive verbs. Now we can add other adjectives and adverbs in here, right? The small girl quickly writes a short story. We can make these longer with adverbs and adjectives. But I want to just do basics, okay? Now a transitive verb, see the word trans inside the word transitive? Trans, what does that sound like? Is there another word that makes you, that makes you think of?
Transcontinental.
Okay, all right. So there's all kinds of there's transport. We're going to use the word transmit. Or we could use the word transfer. Okay, transitive verbs transmit or transfer the action of the verb to something else. Cats eat, what do they eat? Food. Tom hugs, whom? Cassie. The girl writes, what does she write? A story. Thank you. Okay. So, the thing over here that they are transmitting the action to, these things are all called direct objects. Okay, let's go back to your paper. I want you to write these 3 sentences on your paper on the next 3 lines. Cats eat food, Tom hugs Cassie. Oops, I can put periods there.
In red or pencil?
In pencil, please. Cats eat food, Tom hugs Cassie, and the girl writes a story. Okay, under those sentences that you just wrote, there are some notes. We're going to fill in some blanks. Transitive verbs blank the action of the verb. What do they do?
Transfer.
Transfer or transmit. So use one of those 2 words. Transmit the action of the verb to the what? Direct object. So that second line there, the action of the, transmit the action of the verb to the direct object. Now let's look back at the intransitive verbs. Do the boys jump anything? Well, in this sentence, they don't, right? Did they just jump? They're just jumping up, right? Should I jump? Now we could say the boys jump a fence. Then we would have a direct object, right? A girl ran. She didn't run anything. We could say she ran a race, but in this sentence, she just ran. She took off, right? All right, the officer speaks. He didn't speak anything. The large eagle soars. You can't really soar anything, right? It's just doing it. And the old man coughs. You can't cough anything.
Oh, I know.
You can cough up something.
I know one word. A large eagle soars over the valley.
But over is not a thing.
Oh,
Okay? You've got to have that transfer of energy, if you want. Transmit the action of the verb to something. So subjects are nouns. And direct objects are food, Cassie, story. They're all what? Nouns also. In this one, the old man coughs loudly. Is that a thing? No, it's an adverb, okay? So direct objects are nouns and subjects are nouns. I want everybody to stand up. We are going to make sentences out of you guys
oh no.
and actions, okay? I'm going to get rid of the word transmit and transfer. Okay. Okay, Gavin, can you move over this way just a little bit? Okay. All right, so let's make a sentence. Gavin, what do you have? Glue and a paper. Gavin glues the paper. Gavin, sure. Gavin glues the paper. So what's the subject? What's the subject? Gavin. And what is he doing? Glues. Gavin glues what?
The paper.
The paper. Okay, good. You may sit down.
I felt so proud.
Okay, Darshan, you got a marker. The marker is pretty much dead, right? We need to toss it. So you are going to toss the marker.
Throw it.
Actually do it. Okay, but let's pretend there was a trash can there, right? Okay, Darshan tosses the marker. Is she transmitting or transferring the action of the verb to something? The marker moved, didn't it?
Because
She tossed it.
tosses.
Jenna, what do you think you're gonna do?
For you.
No! Okay, so Jenna
Sprays moves forward.
It won't work.
sprays, I know, it's okay. It doesn't matter anyway because the plant's not real.
I'm determined to get this to work.
Jenna sprays the
More.
plant.
It needs more.
Okay, just pretend.
Wait, did you actually get it?
No, it won't
No.
work.
Okay, that's all right. Pretend.
I can get it. I can get it.
Okay, all right, thank you. You guys can all sit down. It says on the back, write 10 short sentences using transitive verbs. We've already done some work with intransitive verbs. Oh, and speaking of intransitive, what does the prefix in mean? If I'm incapable of doing something, I'm not capable, right? Okay, so transitive verbs, what do? Transmit or transfer the action of the verb to the direct object. Okay, so intransitive verbs don't transmit or transfer any action at all, and we wrote that on our papers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this. You guys already have 1, 2, 3 transitive verbs up there. And I am going to make a quick list of some others, because on the back of your paper, I want you to write 10 sentences with transitive verbs. Okay, those are just examples. If you want to think of your own, you may. Okay, and you're going to keep these papers in your folders. Okay? We'll talk more about transitive and intransitive verbs another time.